Hello everybody, I'm Brian Sethurst and welcome to the Happenstance Chef. This week we are making cast iron coffee cake. This is actually a Streusel, and in the top of the Streusel is bacon. So let's get started. I'm sure you have heard me sing the praises before of cast iron pans. And what's great is we're gonna make a coffee cake in this one today. We're gonna make a coffee streusel cake and add to the streusel topping a bit of bacon. That was Andrew's idea.
Yeah.
Yep. I have no idea how that will taste, but Andrew, being the official taster, he will let you know. So sometimes when you have a recipe, it calls for something that isn't in your house. And before you run to the market, you want to look and see if there's a substitute. So I have two substitutions in this recipe. The first is cake flour. And take all-purpose flour. For every cup of all-purpose flour, remove 1 tablespoon of the flour and replace it with 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. I sift that after I do the replacement just because I want to have it all, nice. So that's the substitute for cake flour. The other substitute is buttermilk. So rather than running to the store and getting buttermilk, you put 1 tablespoon of lemon juice at the bottom of your measuring cup, and then you fill the measuring cup up with a cup of milk, and then you let it sit for 5 minutes. This recipe calls for shaken.
To the cup, right?
Yeah, right up to the line.
So a cup, including whatever it was.
Including the lemon juice at the bottom.
Got it.
Yep. And so then you let it set for 5 minutes, and you'll notice it curdle. And that's how you'll know it worked. And then I put it in this little jar because this recipe, I'm going to shake up the buttermilk before I add it. Okay, so first I'm going to make the topping here. So here's the cake flour. I'm going to add this. You can use brown sugar or light sugar. I didn't want to open the dark brown sugar today, so just the light brown sugar. And then this is actually table sugar. But what I have added here is 2, I think, tablespoons, you'll see it below, of pumpkin pie spice. Okay, so when all this is whisked together, let me see, I'm going to get some lumps, but that's fine, because we're making a doughy topping. Now, switching to this spoon, stirring in here, oh, a little splash. So you want to make this into kind of a dough with a little pea-sized. Oh, God, you cannot go wrong with butter and sugar. You just can't. Once this forms this dough with these little pea shapes here, we're going to set that aside. Now I'm going to make the cake batter, right? So I'm going to put my dry ingredients in first. So this, again, is cake flour. This is 1 3/4 cup. And then sugar. And in that sugar, I also put a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, so I'm going to whisk this so that it's all together. Okay, then I'm going to replace the whisk attachment. Start adding G's to my words. I'm getting that lazy Philadelphia thing. I'm adding the paddle attachment. And now I'm going to add this softened butter, and I am going to beat this on high for like 2 minutes. I'll have to scrape down the sides. Should have let it mix a little more than that. I didn't use my shield. All right, let's do this. Okay. Let's check on this. Okay. Not quite there yet, but I am going to put the pouring shield in now. Going to get the eggs now, and the vanilla. This is 2 eggs plus 1 yolk. Now the buttermilk. Next time I will use the pouring shield. If there is a next time. You know, I tend to only make the recipes once.
Then he gets bored.
Well, you know, there's always a new challenge, you know?
Yeah.
The thing I do repeatedly make is my cheesecake, as you know. So then you want to make sure that the batter is spread evenly. So now this is about pressing this in. Spreading the Streusel evenly across the top of this. Yeah?
Yeah.
Ja, das ist Streusel. Has anyone experienced any sort of bacon streusel? I would like to know.
Quick, tell us in the comments before we test this, before we taste it.
Because if not, then something new, thanks to Andrew and his love of bacon. Or his
Fun
bacon.
fact, the love of bacon is a marketing scam. It's just the meat industry had this extra cut of meat, and they were like, "Wow, what do we do with this?" And so they started this whole marketing thing to try and like create bacon to be this whole thing, like, "Oh, bacon, bacon, bacon." So everybody who's like, "Oh, I love bacon," they're just a pawn of big bacon.
Okay, well, be that as it may, growing up Jewish, we were not kosher, but I always felt so badly for the kosher kids because I thought they will never know. And press this down slightly, by the way. They will never know the joys of bacon and clogged arteries from bacon. Might be more bacon than cake.
You got a lot there. You got all this. You got to get.
Yeah, no. I'm not doing that. It's my sense of, you know. All right, I have preheated my oven to 325 degrees. And this is going to take between 40 and 50 minutes. But you know what, Andrew? I just have to taste this dough.
It's pretty good. I tasted it.
Every time I turn my back. You just can't be trusted, can you? Okay, into the oven. And here it is. Now, we're going to have to let... Ooh, doesn't that look good? We're going to have to let that cool, Andrew. I know you want to jump at it.
Let's just dive into it.
No.
A la mode?
No. Ooh, that is a very good idea. But I don't think we have any ice cream.
No, someone ate it all.
Yeah, someone did. It's still pretty hot.
Well, good.
Let's see if I can get this... Whoa.
Very good. It
Yeah?
is Streusel.
The bacon. Oh, yeah. Andrew,
I know.
the bacon was a very good idea.
It was, thank you. In every little bite, you'll get like a tiny little chunk of it, and that's enough to have that bacon flavor all throughout. Very good.
I had to figure out a way for this not to be as crumbly.
The top?
Well, the top is meant to be crumbly, but the bottom could have been a little bit more fluffy. All right. Well, folks, a new experiment. I guess we are calling this, what are we calling this? The bacon streusel topped?
What's bacon in German?
I don't know. But my friend Maxie is probably watching. So Maxie, translate bacon down below in German. So we're calling this the bacon. Hey,
It's a big
you got
piece.
it on your plate. I'm calling this the bacon top streusel cast iron coffee cake. Bacon top streusel cast iron coffee cake. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, join us next time on the Happenstance Chef. Be sure to hit the like button. Please subscribe and hit the bell when you want to know when the next episode is. See you next time. Delicious.